Some of the things that we do when it comes to fruit tree care can be a little mysterious, like thinning the fruit. Why do we do it? I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Garden Nerd, and today I'm going to answer that question. Fruit trees, just like our vegetables in our vegetable garden, have a certain amount of nutrients to give to the fruit that's growing on the tree. It's June, and it is time to thin this apple tree. There are some trees that will thin themselves, and that's called June drop. You may see it in your stone fruit trees where one day they've got fruit on them, the next day a lot of it has dropped to the ground. When the fact of the matter is, fruit trees will abort what they can't support. So if they're not quite as healthy as you want them to be, or their access to nutrients is limited, they're going to drop, or they just do. Some fruit trees will overproduce and then drop the excess. That's just part of what fruit trees do. When it comes to apples, you have to thin them yourself. And usually you wait until they've already formed fruit on the branches in order to decide what to thin. So let's take a close look at what these apples look like and how to determine what to remove. The process of thinning may happen over a period of time, not all at once, because, for example, this apple tree is in different stages of production all over the tree. So take a look at this. Here we have flowers that are just starting to open, and here we have flowers that are more open, whereas over here we've gotten to the place where the flowers are dying off and they are starting to set fruit. But we still, at this point, don't know exactly what's going to hang around and what we need to thin. So we want to wait a little bit longer than that. Then we get to this stage where you start to see fruit on each of these what were flowers. And they're starting to take shape. And they're firm, I can see. If I knock them, they're not falling off. As you go through, you're going to start to see more and more of that, and the fruits get bigger and bigger, like over here. And this is where we've got 4 or 5 fruits on the same fruiting spur, and now things are getting a little crowded. I know that when I tell my students and clients to remove some of the fruit, it is a heartbreaking experience. They don't want to do it, and there's fruit on the tree, so why would I do this, right? Well, here's why. Because if I leave all 5 of these apples on this tree, they're going to end up being about that big, not very big at all. And it may compromise flavor. So we want to thin it out so that they're not crowded and they can grow bigger and more juicy and tasty. To remove the extra fruit, you can simply twist and pull, but you run the risk of pulling off other fruits that you want to keep or damaging the fruiting spur altogether. So best to use shears. A regular, good, clean pair of pruning shears is all you need for this task. In some cases, all you have to do is brush your thumb across the blossoms, and anything that didn't take will fall right off. But in cases like this, where you see 3, 4, 5 on a cluster, I need to come in and use my shears to snip these off and thin them out. Now, I contemplate taking this one on the bottom here because I should remove it, but I feel heartbreak too, so I'm gonna leave it for now. I hope this tutorial helps make thinning your fruit trees a little less scary, intimidating, and heartbreaking. To learn more about growing your own fruit trees, check out my book, Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden, and check out my other books for growing lots of things in small spaces, High Yield Small Space Organic Gardening, and my novel, Garden Variety. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online, and consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Garden Nerd. You'll find lots of free information at gardennerd.com. Thanks for watching. Happy gardening.